Welcome back, everybody. So here's what's going on right now. At last time, obviously, we put the new hubs. We took care of the whole arm situation. We got the rack in. And now we're going to be working on my front tube. And there's going to be a lot of work needs to be done. And here's the reason why. Your boy, when I got the front tube done with Ross, and Ross, if you're watching this, I apologize in advance. I am so sorry. When we're finished, I didn't store the car right away. Actually, it was outside for at least like a day or two, right? And we WD-40 everything like I said in the last video, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. I don't know if you guys can see this. I know, look, it's everywhere. It's like cancer, it's just everywhere. Thankfully, it's just surface rust, but it's like all in there and everything. It hurts my soul so much because I knew this was gonna happen, but it was just like, it is what it is situation here. You guys can also notice there's a little bit more stuff in here. I'm kind of moving stuff around, so this is all gonna be temporary. Not all of them were affected. This one, it's not too bad. So it's like just like a little bit here. Oh, we got some BMWs or something out there. This one, yeah, we got like little here and there, not too bad. I could still feel the WD-40 on it. But man, you guys need to see this. This is the worst offender here. And the reason why is because we didn't spray enough WD-40 in the back. In the front, see, it's not as bad. I don't know if you guys can see here, it's not as bad. But it's just the size, it's just, oh my God, it's just painful to look at. So, we're gonna get that taken care of. And we're also gonna paint the base plates. I know literally Colin and Ross has been nonstop telling me on comments, text, phone call, paint everything. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You guys are probably asking, Cho, why haven't you took care of this sooner? It's been a while since you made the other video. So I'm actually gonna be making a updated video about that situation, but long story short, there's a lot of things going on right now, but that's for a different video. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is take care of the base plates first. That's the one I want to take care of because I need to set up a little paint booth in here for this operation. This is, man, dude, I cannot look at that. Some of you guys might be wondering, what color am I gonna paint the front tube? After a lot of considerations from people's suggestions, I am going to paint it not white, but green. You know, a little tribute to Cage Kits, because Cage Kits use this like highlight green. This is the closest thing I could find that's like in stores. So I have two of these. That should be kind of enough to do all that. But for the base plates, we're gonna paint them white. I was gonna paint them, but then have you guys seen like a little quart of paint? Like, man, they're pretty expensive. They're like $30-ish. So this was like cheap. So I have to set up all that in there. That's the next thing we're gonna be doing. So I have everything kind of covered up. It's not super professional or anything. I did want to put some effort to cover everything in the front because, you know, I don't want to overspray, but, you know, everything else is kind of like whatever. I did want to take care of the pink color because Ross actually put a lot of money in that paint. But, yeah, dude, where this fender was sitting, you could see that there was surface was just building on here. So we're going to paint. I probably should just, yeah, I was going to say probably keep the screws in there. Definitely going to be painting all this. I'm going to first grind it down first. And then right here, you got to take care of this. I know the bottom here, we're definitely going to have to like jack the car up a little bit for a bit so I could like actually paint the underbody. So, all right, looking pretty good. Honestly, that is just beautiful. It just feels so good to get all that rust cancer off. And now we got the both sides all cleaned up. It wasn't really that bad at all, actually. This is actually light work compared to this. Should be pretty clean. I'm debating if I want to cover this or not. You know, I probably would, just so like I don't have mismatched color white here and there, because I already know that's gonna get oversprayed. So, all right, let's do this. Thankfully, I have these little garbage cans. I didn't buy this for this specific reason. I just happened to have them. So it was just like, oh, I was like, hey, you know what? If they're here, might as well use them. Yeah. So like, just put like a little effort to it. It's probably not gonna cover everything, but it'll cover most of it. Future me would be like, oh, thank God I did that. Gotta look some kind of professional. Oh, and I just remembered, before we start painting, we gotta wipe everything down. I just remembered about that just now. See, look at me. Remembering steps. So important. Your boy don't even have any rags, so I found some cloth here, which is socks, actually. So sacrifice doesn't need to be made. Yes, I'm finally wearing a mask, even though I should have done that from the get-go. I mean, this is brake clean, so I don't think I really need to do anything too much. Kind of does itself, really. Well, now I'm spraying so much of it now. I'm just like, yay. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go too crazy with the brake clean. But man, it does make it look beautiful though. So obviously I'm not in a paint shop. And I know painting is kind of like very specific, you know, like temperature, cleanliness, prep work. So I did a decent prep work thing going, you know, like grinded down all the rust. I just, as you guys see, I just sprayed a bajillion pounds of brake clean here. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, and the weather. It's super cold, you know. So I don't know what temperature. I know the paint's not cold, thankfully though. Paint's good. I make sure the paint is somewhat warm temperature. I mean, I just bought this from the store and it's starting to get cold now, so gotta hurry up. But man, do you guys see this? I know you guys can't see, but look at all this dirt and whatever. Like, I don't know if it's just WD-40 or dirt. It's just, wow. The liquid that's coming out of the brake clean, it's just like, damn, look at all that. It's just all black. Nasty stuff here. You know, like, this is not supposed to be like a super clean build or anything, but you still got to put some effort to it just to get it done right in some capacity. Even spray painting. Oh, man. I really hope the paint sticks. You know? Like, spraying cold brake clean on top of cold metal. Well, about to learn something new today. I mean, it'll stick, I guess. I know for a fact it's spray paint. Spray paint's always going to stick. You know? So, I think for tonight, we're just going to do this. I don't got a lot of room. Once this thing is dry and everything, then I'm going to start doing all this front tube. Because I kind of need to do a little setup in here. And I'm already using... I was going to use this to cover up the walls and stuff, so... Take one step at a time. I mean, it's not like it gets any worse, right? It's already rusty. All right. Moment of truth. Let's do this. Wow, it is so cold. My poor microphone. You're probably going to get some overspray. My poor suit. I already know my suit. This is what my suit looks like now. We're going to do a POV afterwards. I got high thermal. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, there's already, I've already accidentally oversprayed now. Oh man, it's okay. I'm planning getting another suit. So, I think it's pretty obvious. This is the disclaimer. This is not like how you're supposed to paint. I mean, you get the idea. But, whoop, let's get that out of the way. But you know what? I'm pretty spot on. The white's almost similar to what the white's painted here. I mean, how many shades of white is there, you know? I actually don't want to answer that question. There's probably like a million. This one's flat white. You know, it's so funny that my FDM, I think everyone could notice that in one of my viral videos, you can see the front tube was just made and it's super clean. And then you see videos later on, you can tell the whole front tube's super rusty because I never bothered to actually paint it like I'm doing right now. Wow, that looks so good. Oh, do I look like I have overspray yet? I feel so professional with the mask. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm not really. I mean, it's not. I mean, I can still inhale the fumes in here. So there's no ventilation system. I already know someone's gonna say, Joe, you can't spray that quickly. It's so cold in there. I'm like, you know what, man? It is what it is. It's not a SEMA build. That's the best part about like when I build my cars, because they're not like, you know, I'm not a perfectionist or, you know, any of that nature. I kind of just be like, you know what, I'll do the bare minimum, maybe below that, but you know, whatever needs to get done, right? I did one more coat, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but it looks really good. I know for a fact that cold weather is going to play a huge role in how this place is going to look, but other than that, I mean, dude, like, I'll try to get as close as possible here, but dude, that's pretty mint. You know, I mean, she could use probably a couple more coats once she really dries up, but wow, I love spray painting. Oh yeah, dude, look at that. That makes me so much better knowing that now this is all painted. I can finally relax a little bit. But yeah, that is good to go, dude. I'm so happy with that. That is awesome. Hey yo everyone, so it is the next day, and dude, look how beautiful these guys turned out. Wow, honestly, that prep work really made a big difference. I mean, that's super stunning. Like, I'm actually genuinely impressed. That's spray, and you know what? And that's the best part is, like, this is totally good enough for me. This looks fantastic. I mean, just like, look at that. And now we gotta deal with this bad boy. I was really, you know, like, wow, that's just absolutely disgusting. Just all that rust. Thankfully, it's just surface rust, so, you know, just gotta do what we did there to here, just a little more extensively. This is why, man, you always gotta paint everything as soon as you're done. So, all right, let's get started. Yeah, guys. So these two right here are the worst of it. So thankfully, like I said, it shouldn't be too bad. Just kind of grinding all this stuff. This shouldn't take that long. And, you know, thankfully it's not all of the structure. It's the parts that the WD-40 didn't reach. So you could tell where the back here didn't reach. But the tops, because we coated so much of it, it didn't, you know, the rust didn't start oxidating. So, or I mean, the metal didn't start oxidating. So, but yeah, these guys are just the insides are the worst. So hopefully I can get to them. So, oh man. All right, this is gonna be a long one right here. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think I got majority, like all the rust out. There's some stuff that's not perfect, like the insides right here. But I mean, you know, there's only so much stuff I could. This poor bit is almost down. I think that's like better than nothing. We're gonna clean it down, and then we're gonna make sure we tarp everything here, so none of my the color I picked. Oh yeah, if it overspray, you would definitely see it all over the place. I'm not trying to do all that. Okay, dude, I was actually so surprised that we could have fit everybody in here on this clothes rack. If people guys are wondering, this is a cheap clothes rack that I got. Yeah, dude, look at that. It's like modern art. It's not the most perfect setup, but you know what? Thankfully, this is not a perfect build. This is gonna be perfect for what we're using. And the best part is, everything's on there. So I just gotta make sure I touch every little part. I also covered up everything that I need to cover up, and I don't care if anything else here gets oversprayed. So just gotta making sure all the essentials don't get sprayed on. So I ain't gonna lie to you, from far away, oh look, it looks great. But then as you get closer, you're just like, yo, what is going on? So the first paint canister, the nozzle wasn't working properly. So the second one, it was like doing a lot better. But I think we have a terrible combination of cold material. Maybe I didn't clean off all the WD-40 off properly, but you know, I mean, you can tell it's dripping, right? Like, it's not really sticking that well. A lot of paint. Definitely need multiple coats over here, and it's just, I mean, from far away, it looks great. You know, it's not like super bright green. Like, you look at this and, you know, they're kind of like, it's just a little bit off. This is just a little lighter. And obviously, this is never going to come exactly the same. I mean, it is Rust-Oleum. So, you pay what you get. This is like Hulk green. Oh, man. Would have been just easier to paint it black. Yeah, of course, but, you know. It's got personality. Honestly, you know what? I'm not really, like, upset about it. Yeah, like, to painting standards, it is, shit. But, you know, for me, hey, man, as long as it's painted, all the thing I'm worried about is that in here, it's really hard to spray in here. So, obviously, we gotta find a way to do that. Because then, if I don't do that, it'll just rust from the inside. So, it's like, sometimes I wish I could just dunk this in a pool of paint. That would be so much easier. So, but, you know, definitely gonna have to come back and then do multiple more coats, and hopefully it turns out a little bit better, right? But for now, it's kind of just like, well, I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right? At least it's painted. At least we're painting it. So it's the next day here, and everything is dry. Exactly what I thought was gonna happen. A lot of the paint didn't stick. You can see right here, there's like little spots that's like kind of bad. I mean, what do you kind of expect though? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna kind of flip everything over, right? Like where you know, some of the stuff that got, you know, oversprayed a little bit, that you can catch it. And then we're gonna go for a second coat. So hopefully this will be looking a lot better. I am running out of the original can I was using, so hopefully the second can is behaving this time. Hopefully. Okay, so here's what happened next. I got a couple of comments that I should have used white before I used the green. So I thought, yeah, let me just overlay the paint. Nothing bad's gonna happen. So when I did that, the white looked pretty good. Like it was sticking, and I'm like, you know what? The white did look pretty good over the green, at least when it comes to like the results. So after that, I was thinking to myself, all right, after the white dried up, I was like, okay, this is gonna be perfect. The green's gonna show up way better. And then when I sprayed the green, this happened. Oh, yeah, that is just not working out. I think what I'm gonna do is for now, I'm just gonna put these guys away. I know I have to like tear down the color. Like I gotta do it properly. I thought I could get away with, you know, painting it in here with the temperature, and the white turned out really good, right? But then it'll chip really easily, and as you guys could tell, like it's just like that's just terrible. So yeah, for now we're just gonna put this away, put it in here, and then I'll figure something out. Most likely have a professional help me paint this thing or powder coat or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of like the whole situation. But we'll see what happens on the next adventure, though. We'll see what happens.